Hey guys, hope you guys are having a great weekend. Charter Star, I'm back. Yes, I stated in a previous video, I am in a different section of my house. I'm back into my home office and I'm looking for different aesthetics. I bought a couple of pieces of art and I'm trying to see what works more for me. This one right here is giving me a Coming to America ponytail tease if you really get into it like that. I'm just joking, just joking. But that's what it's giving me, really, it is. But again, um, I want to thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. And I want to start this particular show off with Malcolm X. Malcolm X family has filed a lawsuit for $100 million against the U.S. government. That includes the CIA, the FBI, and also the New York City Police Department, and its part or role it played in the 1965 assassination of civil rights leader Malcolm X. Now, I remember hearing for years that there was a belief that conspiracy, allegedly, that the U.S. had some type of dealing and had some role that it played in this assassination in 1965. And I mean, $100 million, I think it should be more money, to be honest, but okay. The daughter of Malcolm X stated that some new evidence have come out, new things have come forward, and they filed a lawsuit. So, I mean, we need to see where this goes because there's definitely questions that need to be answered regardless. So we're going to stay on that, and I'll definitely bring you updates on that when I find anything about it. Next thing, New York news. We're going to talk about congestion pricing. Well, those of us that live in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, areas close to New York, we've been hearing about congestion pricing forever now. And it actually was supposed to go into effect earlier this year, but the New York governor canceled it like maybe a month and a half before it was supposed to go into effect. And now that we have a new president-elect, Mr. Donald Trump, things are going to happen. The congestion pricing is back and is now starting January 5th, 2025. And what this is, you're going to pay $9 for being in a city, driving in these sections of the city. Easy Pass paid $9. And I'm not quite sure what you pay if you don't, but I do know that this price will stick for 2 years. And after 2 years, the MTA has the right to push this fee up to $12. So again, money grab. It's New York. Those of us that live in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and those of us that's from New York, we love spending time in New York. It was always the melting pot, and it was always something to do. It was a city that never sleeps. Well, guess what? She about to go sleep. Night, because we're already paying close to $20 to come into New York from New Jersey. Now we'll have to pay another fee on top of pretty much $100, depending on the type of vehicle that you drive, the size of the vehicle, $100 to park your car. Then restaurants and businesses, it's going to become, it's already become too expensive. It's just ridiculous. Those of us that live in different states, we learn to do things in our states, and we pretty much almost have everything that New York has at this point. For instance, Brooklyn is such a spot where you don't really have to leave Brooklyn and go into the city anymore. Brooklyn is the new Manhattan. I remember when people wouldn't even come to Brooklyn. Now they don't want to leave Brooklyn. So speaking of money grabs in New York and, those type of things, New York, starting this month, November of 2024, those outdoor dining sheds that were built during the pandemic now have to come down this month, November, right before the holidays, right before Christmas, right before New Year's. which is going to be an incredible expense for business owners, to what they want them to do, or what they have to do, is deconstruct these structures, take them down, pay another fee to the city of New York, then rebuild these sheds and outdoor dining structures to for new stricter guidelines. Because see, now we've had these structures for 4 years or so now they've learned how to utilize them to get more money and to do other things. I don't know. Again, it just comes off like a complete money grab. And now that it's been so many years, it's over with. It's done. It's finito. You guys wanted it. This is what you're gonna get. But those, I was often hearing people, oh, if Trump wins, I'm moving to another country, and it was actually even brought up in my household. Pay it. We ain't doing that. What I will say is, there's a cruise line in Florida that's now offering a 4-year cruise for those Americans who wants to skip Trump's second term, meaning you will spend no time in the next 3.5 to 4 years in the United States. You will be traveling for 4 consecutive years. You will be going to over 425 different ports and over 140 countries. So you will spend pretty 0 time in the United States. I don't know how that would help, but okay. Those that are interested, let's talk about it. If you have double occupancy, if this is your family, your partner, your spouse, whomever, if it's 2 people, it's $160,000 for this 4 years. If you have single occupancy, 1 person, it's $255,000. So again, you go to more than 140 different countries. You'll stop at more than 125 different ports. Again, you will spend 0 time in the United States. So if you can afford that, if you can afford to continue to pay your mortgage or lease or however you do it, if that works for you, if that seems to be something that you're interested in, it's called the Anywhere But Home Cruise. Anywhere But Home Cruise. And they also named it Skip Forward, meaning you're going to just skip 4 years. You're not going to spend any time in the United States for 4 years, so you're going to skip forward. But more so, Anywhere But Home Cruise. It's offered by Voyage by Villa V Residences in Florida. Again, if you're interested in that, then hey, knock yourselves out. This is what some of you guys wanted, or this is what you asked for. You cast that vote. It's going to be a rocky 4 years, but guess what? Like I said before, we've gone through worse, I'm sure. Now, how bad it'll be, I don't know. I can't say, but at this point, we've gone through a lot. So, in other Trump news, President-elect Donald Trump plans or is attempting to remove the judge in the Central Park 5 defamation case that was filed against him a few weeks ago. I actually did a story on that. And now he wants to flex his muscle. He wants to remove the judge for whatever reason. I want to give credit to Indisputable, Dr. Rashid Ritchie, and tell me what you think.
Trump seeks recusal of the judge in the Central Park 5 defamation case. We talked about this, brought it up on Indisputable because, well, Trump decided to do something Trumpian. Let's put up the picture full mass. Attorneys representing Trump are seeking to get rid of the judge currently presiding over the defamation case brought against him by the Central Park 5. Now,
let's talk about this. This man is now, again, flexing his muscle wherever he can. And it's just going to be more of the same. The bully. This is going to be a get back presidency. everyone that didn't agree with him, everyone that was against him, everyone that spoke the truth about him. This is going to be a get back. It's going to get back to whomever, wherever, whenever. Well, we'll see how that one does. I'm going to sometimes, I'm going to go further and update you on these stories because some of them need to be updated. I'm interested to see what he can actually do when it comes to removing a judge for whatever reason. I don't know. It's crazy to me. But more Trump news. Former Vice President Pence believes that Donald Trump is going to pardon the January 6th protesters. Now, I'm using the word protesters lightly because if it was me or you, we wouldn't be protesters. We would be a gang. We would be terrorists. We'd be all these things. But we're going to stick to what the story says. He's looking to pardon the January 6th protesters. Now, these are the same protesters that stormed the state capitol, okay? Injured police officers. Now, what I found weird is during the presidential election, President Trump wants to give complete immunity to the police, on one hand. Two, now he wants to pardon the protesters that went against the police, that injured the police, that went against everything that we are for. If that would have been me or you, we wouldn't have lived to tell the story. We wouldn't have lived to be pardoned. But again, I digress. This is what you guys wanted. This is what you're going to get. More the same. It just becomes more ridiculous. And for those that think that, oh, we're used to seeing pardons happen at the end of presidencies, that's because that's how they choose to do it. But a president can pardon when he likes, I believe. But he definitely doesn't have to. I know for a fact he does not have to wait to the end of his presidency to pardon. He can do. And I believe that that's something that he will do because, I mean, he didn't believe that anything was wrong. He don't believe anything was done wrong. He thinks it was an injustice to him, of course, him. And again, it's going to be more the same. He's going to spend a lot of time on Get Back. And let's go to something lighter. I'm sure most of you guys know retired former NFL player Ochocinco. Well, Ochocinco just had a child, not long ago. He's been engaged for a while. Well, that engagement is off. They announced that they broke up maybe a month or so ago. Now, their wedding is already planned, which is planned for February. And he stated on the Shannon Sharp Nightcap podcast that he was still getting married. He said he feels he's at a certain age. He believes he's at a certain place in his life, and he wants to be married and start a family. So regardless that he broke up with, this is some crazy work right here. Hold on. So he sounds completely unhinged. So him and his fiance for years have broke up a month ago. His wedding is within the next 2 months. And he's getting married to someone. Me personally, I would just make it a big party, forget the ceremony, and go straight to the reception. And it'll just be a party since everything is already paid for. You know what I mean? Everything is already paid for. He states that he has already spent so much money. He has already paid for entertainment. The entertainment for entertainers that will be performing at his wedding is going to be because he states he's still getting married. So that would be Anthony Hamilton, John Legend, and Brian McKnight. So I would say they already paid. Everything else is paid. Have a big party. Excuse me. Have a big party. But that's some crazy work for you to be saying, "Oh, I'm getting married to somebody. Somebody will marry me." You're ridiculous. You're absolutely ridiculous. I think that this is the reason why you keep getting to relationships that don't work for you. Even if you're with them for a few years, they don't go the long haul because you just want to be married. You definitely have a type. Um, Sherelle Rosario, which is his ex-fiance that broke up a month ago, I used to watch her on her show. She has a Netflix show where she owns a realty company and is about realty and stuff. And so she's not a woman that's sitting around just waiting to spend up his money, because I remember watching or following them and watching him, and he learned to do pedicures and manicures and hair, because those are not things he wants to pay for a woman. So he would do her hair, he would do her nails, he would do her pedicures, because he said it was something that he didn't want to pay for. Cheap. However, he also has stated that he's kept most of his money through his whole NFL career, because he wore fake jewelry. He didn't get into all the name brands and spending money and all the crazy, crazy cars. So that's a plus, to be able to hold on to your money after you're retired, to live off of and investments and things. That's great. But it's crazy work when your woman, your wife, your partner, whomever that is, man, woman, or child, wants to go out and get a pedicure, a manicure, and you learn to do these things because you don't want to pay for a pedicure or a manicure. Maybe they just need some time away from you. That's their time away from you to do what they need to do for themselves. Self-care. Ridiculous. Listen, I don't know what's going on, but it is what it is. We're going to go to Quincy Jones. Again, I want to say rest in peace, Quincy Jones. Most of us know that Quincy Jones passed away early last week. He lived to be 91. He passed away from pancreatic cancer, a condition that he had suffered with for years. He had 7 children from, I believe, 3 different marriages. Well, generational wealth. Let's talk about generational wealth. He left each of his 7 kids $83 million. 83 million. He had amassed a fortune of 500 million, and he split it to his 7 kids and whatever else. I have nothing bad to say about it. I mean, I wish more of us could do that. I wish more of us would do that. His youngest child, I believe, is like 31. His oldest child, I believe, is between 56 and 58. And I mean, the man was 91, so he lived a full life. And his children had a great life with their dad, I'm sure, for him to live to 91. So to leave each, and this is not about money, but this is about generational wealth. We don't hear this very often from African-American families, where they actually, this is wealth that's going to go on and on and on, because his youngest child is 31, his oldest is 56, 58, something around there. So I have nothing to say. Go, Quincy, do your thing. It's a lesson to all of us. I mean, we don't have 83 million to leave to our kids, but I mean, seriously, that shows something. And he loved his family, clearly. Well, I've been giving you guys shows to watch, different things, and I'm in the midst of watching a few shows, but there's a show that I'm sure from the ratings that plenty of you guys are watching, and I've been watching from the first season, and it's now beginning to start its 4th season, and that would be All the Queen's Men. All the Queen's Men, which stars Eva Marcel as Madam. Those that are familiar with the show know what I'm talking about, and yes, it's back. Like, I'm sure a lot of y'all still waiting for P-Valley. That's a different story, but again, All the Queen's Men, it's going into its 4th season. It's starting back again November 28th on BET Plus, and I suggest get into it. But if you can, start it from season 1. It's a quick watch. It's a good watch. It will keep you going. You're actually going to see Eva Marcel in a different light. And for you women that love a little eye candy, oh, the show gives you that. Gives you eye candy. And I'm sorry, not just women, people that like eye candy. The show definitely gives you that. I think that we have to be intentional. I try not to fill my mind up with a lot of TV. Like if it's just bad, it's just bad. A lot of shows I don't even bring to you guys because I get through the first 2 or 3 episodes and I'm like, what in the world is going? What is this? So I don't even bring that. But again, All the Queen's Men. There's a few other shows, like I said, I'm watching now. Within the next day or two, I'm going to give you another list. I'm going to give you a list of 3 shows that I think that it's worth catching up on and that I'm actually watching. I don't ask you to watch anything that I don't watch. I don't like trash TV. I like ratchet TV from time to time, meaning the Bad Girls, different things. But that's when you want to completely escape and just, you can't believe what you're watching. One of those. So with that being said, I love you guys. Love you guys for your support. Keep sending me my comments. Tell me what you like, and tell me what you like about my art behind me. The show I did, the segment I did a few days ago, it was a smaller picture, which was automatically already in my office. But now I want to just dedicate one space, one wall, and I wanted to get something massive, and I like it. I like the colors. Tell me what you think. I don't really want to go green screen, but may have to. But I like this. So again, thank you guys. I love you. Be intentional. And until next time, I love you guys.